Okay, good evening. Magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat. No? Today is the 13th of April 2021. Welcome ho sa ating program. It's a happy Tuesday. Ako po si Sonny Laragan. And today actually, Tuesday, second day of the week ho to. Pero first day ho nung Ramadan yata, no? Hindi ko masyadong kabisado. Pero yung ating uh, laging kasama, yung ating, regular host dito sa ating program na Legal Advice Corner, ano ho yan, no? Medyo eksperto na rin ho sa Ramadan. And we're gonna be talking about that for tonight. Medyo abbreviated yung program natin because she is, paano ba to, celebrating din, no? Is it the right word to say? Celebrating. Pero we'll find out, no? Tawagin ho natin yung ating pinakamamahal, ang ating pinaka-cute na abogada rito sa United Kingdom. Ayan, ang abogada ng bayan, walang iba kundi si Attorney Danna Quinto. Attorney, magandang gabi sa iyo.
Magandang gabi din po, Mr. Laragan, to everyone, mga kababayan natin remote support bubble natin, wherever you are, UK man, Europe, Filipino TV Europe, and Pilas or anywhere else. Good evening, and yes, Ramadan Mubarak to all our brothers and sisters in the Muslim community. And you're right, there is a bit of may mga iba na ngayon ang start, may mga iba na tomorrow ang start. So I joined with my colleagues na ngayon ang umpisa ng Ramadan nila. So it has been a very it's quite a solemn experience actually. But you're right, in some ways it is celebrating that sacrifice, that service, that sense of kumbaga pagmumuni-muni sa atin, diba? It's if you're not eating, if you're not having anything, everything slows down. Talagang katulad ko ngayon, medyo dahan-dahan ata ako sa pagsasalita. I just broke my fast literally about 15 minutes ago. Thank you so much for bearing with us.
Yes.
Yeah, for iftar po yung when you break the fast. So I've been fasting probably for about 16 to 17 hours today. No food, no water. But still went to work and still it's okay, and that's the way it should be. And everyone's been supportive, and ayoko din ma-miss to. Ayoko din po na I don't want to miss this. Hindi ko ayokong maano yung Happy Tuesday natin. So that's my what's been happening today. I did this last year, just a quick one. I know it's legal advice.
I was about to ask you that, no? Bigla mong sinabi na. So you did it last year, second year na. Okay. Go ahead.
I did a few days last year. So I mostly did weekends last year. So the first day of Ramadan last year went in as a weekend. And mostly weekend lang yung ginagawa ko kasi hindi first time ko last year. So I said I will try to do the full one this year. So I've started today, and we'll take it there. And yun ang objective. The objective is to finish. And the reason being, people are saying, why are you doing this? You've known that parang dinala ko na rin kayo sa journey ko for the last few weeks. I have a very close ties with the Muslim community. May mga colleagues ako. We have companies, sister companies. We work with, as I've said, dun sa Pakistan, na nag-celebrate ng Christmas with me. And also they were very, very open dun sa culture natin Filipino culture ko bilang Kristiyano. I feel as well na gusto ko ding ibalik yung respeto na binigay sa akin. Ibalik yung binigay na kumbaga they gave me that openness na i-embrace din yung kultura ko. And equally, I want to take part in that. I want to be able to know kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ng mga kasama ko sa trabaho throughout this 30 days. And that would, I think it would make me a better co-worker. Alam ko na, ganito pala. Pag stress pala, medyo mahirap palang pag about afternoon. So that's really the experience. And I think at the end of it, they also say health wise, it's very very good for us. That's one of the things too. Every Muslim brothers and sisters would also say that there are scientific studies about that. But at the end of the day, I think kahit ano yung kultura natin, religion, or race or whatever, I think I
Hmm.
just I just want to be a part of that community. I just really want to embrace yung isa sa pinaka siguro is one of the most important events in their calendar year. In the same way that they extended to me that that openness. So that's the reason why. And thank you for bearing with us. Probably in the next 4 weeks, this is 30 days. So palit po ng palit yung breaking the fast every week. So we might have a later start. It's just probably just 5 minutes for me to just dates po yung unang kakainin. So I had dates and I had a few a small meal and I had water, so I'll be drinking water. So and then we wake up early to have breakfast. So hence medyo abbreviated din yung show natin and siguro para sa if I could I hope hindi maano yung quality. The thing is that quality pa rin instead of siguro quantity. We give you the legal advice, the legal sessions and
Hmm.
classes pa rin. And I'll still be talking today about today it's about contracts and breaches kasi pansin ko madami nagtatanong ng ganito eh. So
Hmm.
might as well discuss this and we'll still take questions and even after later on send me information because as I've said kahit pagkatapos ng show, we can still accommodate the questions via the email. So that's really my little story sa lahat ng mga kapatid natin na kababayan man or hindi na Muslim who are celebrating Ramadan today, Ramadan Mubarak, and I hope na lahat tayo is we also we also have that kasi ngayon, Mr. Laraga, di ba? Parang
Hmm.
the pandemic says wala talaga tayong pagkakaibahan sa isa't isa. It takes a virus. Walang kinikilala-kilala yung virus. Mayaman ka man, mahirap, ano man ang color mo, whatever it is, it's gonna
Right.
hit you the same. So I think the
Right.
lesson
Right.
this year is we're all really the same. So yeah.
Well, okay. Teka muna. You mentioned earlier that you started this last year yata, no? You were doing weekends lang or a few days? Paano yung
Weekends,
sabi mo?
first weekends. I
Okay.
was doing one day. I did the first day, and then I
Hmm.
did 2 days, which is the weekend. I did 3 days for the third week, and then I did I think another 3 days. So a few days only
Okay.
throughout. So a few days, and hindi yung tuloy-tuloy, at hindi mostly when I'm working. So,
Okay.
so
Well, kasama na ngayon sa ano yan, I don't know if you took your life in the UK test, no? Uh, Ngayon, binabasa ko yung libro because si Sol is about, siguro, she intends on taking the exam, no? Yung test, life in the UK test. Pero sinasama na yan yung, ano ba, how do you
yeah,
call it?
the
Na,
cultural.
oo, oo.
Ramadan, Eid,
Ramadan,
yeah, the
Eid, ganyan, no?
cultural, kahit
Oo.
ibang ano din, even other culture kasama nila. I took life in the UK test as well, so nakapag-review din po ako noon.
Inabot mo ba yan? Pero nung panahon ko, hindi na yata,
Wala,
wala pa noon eh.
wala
I
pa.
took the exam in 95, 94, 95.
Oh my
Yeah. Ano,
God.
sorry. 2004 yata, 2005.
Yeah.
When I took it, ibang-iba. Sa ngayon, pagtingin ko sa booklet, no, nakita ko na ngayon yan, yung sa mga Muslim
Yeah.
traditions na sinasama na, no. Okay, so last year was the first time you did it, no? Pero ano
Yeah.
yan, may nabasa ako, if you haven't prepared your food, you wake up at around 3:30 pag you have to prepare new
That's
food.
right. That's right. That's
3:30,
right.
3:30. Tapos 4 o'clock,
3:30.
tatlo may 3, 4, and 4:30. And now in the modern world, yung mga mobile phones panggising na nagiging alarm na, and this is being done by most Muslims na yata, and yung mga modern
Yeah.
Muslims na ngayon, no?
Yeah.
Ikaw ba, yung food mo, for example, prepared na ba yan for the night? And what time do you wake up, attorney? What time do you wake up in the morning?
Mga ganun, three or four, 3-ish. So may timing po yan actually. Depends on sunrise
Mhm.
and sunset. So I get my timings kung anong oras when's the last yung cut-off time bago ka kumain. So I get that from my workmates. So you plan
Mm-hmm.
your preparation on the basis of that. So hindi naman po ako ano ano lang po ako like I just eat bit of fruit and bread. So wala namang preparation na kailangan.
So anong oras yan?
It's
Anong oras yan?
mostly
So, you wake up at 3?
three-ish, three-ish,
3-ish?
yeah.
What do you do? Do you
Yeah,
pray?
yeah.
You're not a Muslim.
No, I'm
You.
not a Muslim. I'm Catholic. I go to
Pero how do you
Catholic,
do it? How do
Catholic.
you do? They do prayers
Yeah,
after
they do
eating?
prayers.
Oh,
I heard it's a solemn, obviously it's a spiritual experience for them. They did they told me na to make a little wish or a prayer, even in my own way, not
okay.
necessary. It's just what they call it is I forgot. It's more of like a tribute. You do it on for something or for someone. Parang you're doing a sacrifice for something or someone. So it's like that. It's just more about being purposeful, I think. Yun lang yung sa akin,
Mm-hmm.
you just feel like, okay, I'm doing this because this is, for me, this is how I want to experience. Obviously, para sa kanila, if it's a spiritual experience, that's slightly different. May mga prayer times, so that's
Mm-hmm.
what I've heard, that's what they told me.
Well,
For me,
okay.
iba is slightly different. It's more, for me, it's about, kumbaga, walking in their shoes.
Ano yan?
That's the
How
experience.
long do you take your yung parang breakfast yan, Instead of having 3 meals a day, they do parang two, di ba? Parang breakfast and the parang dinner time
Yeah.
nila, no? So
Yeah.
how quick is your dinner? Yung breakfast, yung umaga na yan. How quick is it? And then what happens to the rest of the day? Are you doing some
Normal.
work, praying for until the time did you start
No,
work? Paano
no, you go
ano,
back to bed. You go back to bed and
you
sleep
go back
again.
to bed.
You
Okay.
go
Ako,
back to
akala
bed.
ko. So you
You go
wake
back
up
to bed.
3 o'clock,
Wake up. Yeah,
have your dates yata. Dates, paano ba kinakain mo? Dates or?
yeah, dates. Yeah. Dates. Yeah.
Oo. And then after that, you go back to bed.
You go
You say a
back to
little
bed. You go
prayer.
back.
Is that the
The
way that
thing
the
here is,
Muslims do? Is that how they do it as
yeah,
well?
that's what they do. Some of them go back to bed.
Okay.
The thing here is before sunrise. So, ang ano sa atin dito sa UK is maaga yung sunrise natin. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
pag
mean,
summertime especially, yes.
So that's the reason why we wake up early. That's really the reason. They obviously Muslims, right? I think it's best to ask Muslims people as well. I don't wanna misrepresent kung ano yung ginagawa nila because hindi naman po ako Muslim, so I don't really practice the spiritual side of it. But from what I've heard is they some of them would go back to some of them would carry on. It's totally up to you. What you
Okay.
want to do.
So okay.
The only thing
All
is
right.
you don't take any liquid, walang food and water until you break the fast, which is pagbaba na ng sun, pag
Ah,
sunset,
so
which is a certain time.
so you have your pre-dawn breakfast or konti lang siguro.
Yeah.
Can you not eat a hearty meal breakfast hindi pwede no? Dates lang simple
If
lang
you
no.
want to, but it's not really going to. What I heard is, it depends on you. Totally depends on you.
Kasi
It
no
totally
water,
depends
no anything, no water, no food, di ba?
on the day. Yeah,
From
no food,
on
no
the
water.
day. And then pagdating ng so when do you break it now? Around what? 7 o'clock? 6 o'clock?
7:59 kanina. No, 7:59 po. I broke it at 7:59.
At
The iftar is
7:59. Oh, ano naman kinain mo?
and then it
Seven
goes
af-
later. It goes later. 8:01, 8:02, 8:03, depende sa sunset.
So ano kinain mo? So dates ka lang,
I
no
had
water, no food
daily,
during the day. Oo, how was
yeah.
it? How was your Is this the second day so
Yeah,
far? Second day mo ng
first
pagano?
first day pa lang
Oh,
po,
first
first
day.
day.
So ano, para kang may AstraZeneca uh, na job?
I,
Was that the
I did
feeling?
have a
Sumakit
shock.
ang ulo mo?
Yeah, hindi naman po ako sanay. I mean, and like, I didn't, this is not something I used to do. So, talagang din yung shock sa system. I had headaches, um, got
Okay.
really tired at the end of the day. So I had a nap, actually. I
All
had a
right.
nap
Okay.
from 5 till 5. I went home. People were very shocked that I'm going home like right on the dot at 5 o'clock because I don't normally do that. So
only,
what's
only,
happening? Are you going home
only
at
during
5 o'clock?
Ramadan, no? Only during Ramadan. So, okay, so
So
you went home, took a nap dahil parang siguro hinang-hina ka na sa gutom siguro, no? Um,
yeah, so there's an
Ganon.
element of that, yeah. Masakit ang ulo. And then I got better nung nakapag-nap ako. I woke up, I felt a bit better. My workmates dropped off food for me. Ganun yung tradition po nila. They give food
They give you food
uh,
at 8 o'clock.
7:30, dinrop off. 7:40, dinrop off.
So,
My
ano
workmates drop
kinakain
off.
naman niyo? So, ano kinain mo? Ano,
Oh,
Muslim
just
food?
it's parang no, it's sort of like a bit of curry and then chicken wings, which is perfectly quite English.
Okay. All
Kasi
right.
it doesn't
So,
have to be
so
wala pong rule. You just have to eat.
I just have to
Really,
eat.
wala.
Okay. So, how was it? How was it?
It was very good.
Ano, it's very, very good. Hindi siya lamon talaga. Oh, because you were so hungry. Hindi naman. Eh, kasi
Hindi rin, hindi rin.
your next meal will be at 3 o'clock again, 3:30 in the morning, 4?
Yeah, about 3:30. About 3:30
All
or
right.
3:45, yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly.
okay, ang mga Muslims ba, the people when they practice this Ramadan, ano yan? So 8 o'clock, most of them they have their dinner and then they go to bed, mga siguro probably an hour after. And syempre para hindi ka masyadong puyat, no? You have to enough sleep
Yeah.
for the following, till you wake up the
Yes,
following day.
I think it's best to ask a boss directly. I'm just doing how I can
Hindi,
do
pero
it.
ikaw, second, no, but you're gonna be doing it daily, di ba? Religiously now for the whole
For
month?
me, yeah, for me, it depends on how you know how your body how you would like to do it. Obviously, yung
Mhm.
parameters is that you eat by this time and you eat after this time. That's the parameters. How you would like to adjust your body or your sleep pattern, totally up to you. I don't think there's for me. I carry on as usual.
So you're gonna be doing this attorney for the whole 30 days ba? Or 28 days? 29
That's
days?
that's the intention. Yeah,
That's the
30 days.
intention.
That is the
All right,
intention.
okay.
That is the intention. Yeah.
Okay. Ikaw ba Catholic ka?
Catholic po ako, yeah. Brought
Hindi,
up
kasi hindi,
educated as Catholic.
hindi kasi nung kami when we were young, no, parang meron kami game ng mga friends ko, yung simbang gabi ba? Yung bubu, minsan di namin
Ah, yeah,
nabubuo.
yeah.
We will have this vow na,
Yeah.
for example, this Christmas time, we're gonna complete yung mga simbang gabi. Hindi namin
Yeah.
nakakompleto. We never ever have ever completed that, no? Pero ito ngayon, have you ever tried doing that, simbang gabi, when you
Oh
were
yeah,
young?
nakapag po. Yeah.
Nakompleto mo naman.
Nakapagsimbang gabi. I think may isang year na nakompleto ko.
Aba, okay.
It's
Buti,
quite
buti ka
fun,
pa, no?
simbang gabi.
Buti ka
Yeah.
pa, maski pa, ano. Attorney, we're gonna make way for some greetings sa ating mga friends, yung
Yep.
mga regular friends natin. And then, syempre, we'll have a short break when we come back. Siguro,
Yeah.
break lang ho tayo tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our very dear friends and listeners. Dahil si Attorney ho ay, kasi she belonged, no? They made when you were in Pakistan, and dyan sa opisina, that they make you belong, di ba?
Yeah.
They embraced our culture, so now you're also parang
Over.
parang doing the parang ano, how do you say that, yung
Giving back the
giving
same,
back to them the same
giving back to the same,
gesture they've given
parang
to you, no?
binabalik din natin yung respeto na binigay dun sa
Parang
Christmas natin,
parang
It's
gusto ko
just
yatang
very
gawin niya, Attorney, parang subukan ko kaya
Yeah.
yung ganyan, no? Kaya lang gigising ko
Weekend
na.
mo i-try.
Weekend
Muna,
pwede.
weekend mo i-try.
Ay,
I
no,
mean, it's
weekend.
up to you.
No,
It's up to you.
eating day
Hindi
ko
ka
weekend
ano.
eh. Eating day, hindi, ganito siguro. Magka-fast
Hindi
ako ng
nila
Monday to
master
Friday.
weekend.
Monday to Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tapos, pagdating ng weekend ko, eating day. Siguro ganun lang gagawin ko.
So, baka weekday.
Weekdays lang ako, weekdays. Okay, ito yung mga pagbati natin, no? We have some friends here, no? Yeah, mga regular na ano na, no? Nag-hello.
hello
Ay,
po.
pakibasa na, Attorney, ikaw na magbasa niyan.
Hello, Sir Sonny, Attorney Danna, and all. Masayang Martes. Si Ma'am Cora Corsolo, bago ang Facebook
Uy,
profile.
talaga, wow. Family yata yan, no? Family. Okay, ayan. Uy.
Good evening, Kuya Sonny, beautiful Attorney Donna, and to all viewers for Darmin. Hello, Darmin.
Darren, ang ganda naman ng iyong adjective kay Attorney. Beautiful Attorney
Thank
Danna.
you.
Ay,
Thank you so
eto,
much.
Ito yung galit yata sa atin to, ano? Pero, no, we love
Okay,
natin
tapos
to.
pa rin eh.
Oo.
Good evening, Sonny and Attorney Donna, Evelyn Rafael. Good evening, Evelyn.
Ay, good evening.
Hindi
Uy,
na ikaw, last week na late si Evelyn. Ano
Last
siya,
Saturday,
makinig.
birthday niya yata niya, di ba? She celebrated her
April 3 po. Birthday niya,
April
April
3.
3.
O April
Yeah.
3 ba yun? Yung Sabado yun eh.
Apa.
Di ba? 3 plus
Sabado
7,
po.
10. Okay. 2 Saturdays ago. Ayan, oh. She celebrated her 17th birthday. Emmeline, happy
Yeah.
birthday, ah. Well, up to now, binabati pa natin siya ng happy birthday. Marie Chris Abulon, attorney, yes.
Hello, Sir Sonny and Attorney Danna. Good evening po. Watching from Iraq. Stay safe to everyone. Maricris Abulon.
Oy,
Wow.
ingat ka dyan,
Hello,
Marie Chris, ha?
Maricris. Yeah,
Nasa
ingat.
Iraq ka, no? Ayan, sa Iraq. Mabuhay,
Wow,
mabuhay, ha?
makakapag tayo.
Oo.
Mabuhay. Mabuhay po.
Yes. May naalala ko,
Mabuhay.
attorney, meron tayong viewer doon yata na habang kausap ko, nasa bintana siya, no? Parang siguro baka signal niya. Hindi ko maintindihan kung signal o ano.
Ako,
Emeline Rafael. Oy, Emeline Rafael, happy Tuesday.
happy Tuesday, everyone.
Kulang pa spelling niya. Hapoy. Hapoy Tuesday, everyone.
Kapoy.
Hapoy.
Kapoy. Kapoy ka.
Oo. Ayan, attorney, naintindihan mo yan? Ramadan
Ramadan
Karim.
Kareem.
To all.
Ramadan
Ano ibig sabihin ng
Kareem.
Karim?
Kareem is, I don't know, but it's a good thing. I think it's like a celebration.
Ah.
Celebration. Yan yung normal, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak.
I
Sila
don't know if
din,
it's
sila din.
it's a first name. Merong, I don't know, ikaw, batang-bata ka pa, but a long time ago, there was this very outstanding player. His name then, Christian, well, regular name niya was Lou Alcindor. And then he became black siya, no? Black American.
Opo.
And then he became a a Muslim yata, and his name was changed to Karim Abdul Jabbar. No, specifically,
Yeah, I heard of him.
that
I
particular
heard-
name,
I
Karim
heard of
Abdul
him,
Jabbar, no? Ayan. So,
Yeah,
but his
I
name
heard of
then, Liu Alcindor. Okay.
Yeah.
Si Rudy Librojo, no? Librojo. Ayun. Sige, attorney, ikaw na
Ay,
magbasa niya.
yes. Happy Tuesday po, Sir Sonny, Attorney Danna, ganda and all kababayan. Medyo okay na po mga riots dito sa Belfast. Yep, I hope everyone's
nga.
okay. Rudy, ingat kayo dyan. Ingat lang.
Oo, nasa ano yan, mga Shankill, mismong sa Belfast yata nagaganap yung yung problema, no? Mga teeners yata, mga bata yata, mga gumagawa, no? Ingat lang kayo, ha? Ingat kayo, Rudy,
Ingat lang,
no?
ingat.
Oo,
Ingat.
dahil yan, medyo buti nga sana at least tuloy-tuloy na yung peace diyan sa Northern Ireland, no? Lalo na dyan sa Belfast.
Yeah.
At saka sa Londonderry and some other places, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So people
Ito si
have
Mark
as well.
Natal. Mark Natal, he says, good evening, Sir Sonny and Attorney Danna. Good evening sa'yo. Mark, thank you very much
Mark.
for being there, no? Okay, you can also watch this live ho sa YouTube, no? Sabay ho to. And so, you can also greet us via YouTube. Kung gusto ho ninyo ng mas malinaw na video, doon ho kayo sa may YouTube, no? Mecca Micah. Good evening po, Sir Sonny, Attorney Danna, no? Good evening, Mecca Micah, no? Ganda ng pangalan niya. Ayan,
Ganda.
Mecca, Mike, parang Mecca yun, di ba? Yung Mecca, yung parang sa mga Muslims, di ba? Is it in Saudi
Yeah, I
Arabia?
think so.
Yung Mecca,
I
yung
think
parang... Oo, Mecca. Ayun.
Right.
All right. Vilma Tingzon Aguilion, ciao, watching
Ah,
from
watching.
Orpington. Okay. Ano ba?
And Orpington,
An-
Kent.
Ciao is di ba?
Kent,
It's Orpington, Kent. Di ba ang ciao,
Yeah.
attorney, it's Italian ba yan? Yung ciao?
Italian, yeah. Hello.
Italian, ciao.
Hello,
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So, yes. Okay. Magbe-break tayo and when we come back, pag-usapan natin yung ano yung pag-uusapan mo yan, attorney?
Dadaan lang tayo ng konti, babalik tayo sa contracts, breaches of contract, debt claim. Kasi madami, ilang beses na, every week yun yung tinatanong eh. So we'll just pass by that, and kung may any questions or queries or cases, or kumbaga general case information, then if you wanna drop a line sa comment section, do so para we can discuss as usual.
Okay. All right. We're gonna have a short break. Huwag ko kayo nga alis at pagbalik ko namin, i-discuss ni attorney yung kanyang binanggit, no? Huwag ko kayo nga alis. Saglit po lamang on a Happy Tuesday.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
During these trying times, we salute the frontliners who are tirelessly caring for all of us against the COVID-19. To all the courageous nurses, doctors, carers, and paramedics at the NHS, words are not enough to thank you. We at Highlight Express International are here to support you back with a full semester 10% discount when you send your balikbayan boxes to your family in the Philippines. Dahil ang Highlight Express International ay para sa pamilya.
May problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka AV ka na ni Kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay Mister o kay Mrs. Away tungkol sa mana, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS, harassment, o baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo. Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at 2nd floor, Howard House, St. John Street, Bedford, MK42 0DJ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy tayo sa ating legal advice corner, no, with not me, no, with Attorney Danna Quinto. Siyempre kasama lang ako rito. Ayan si Attorney. Good evening once again, Attorney. And ayan na. So, i-discuss mo na, no, yung ating yung nabanggit mo kanina. So, sige, take it away, Attorney.
Yes, so a number of questions na binigay ng mga kababayan natin for the last few weeks. May umutang, or may sinabi, may pinramis na ganito yung gagawin at hindi naman nagawa o hindi naibigay yung pera or biglang nawala na lang. And these all, and ang normal na comment ng mga kababayan natin is nahihirapan na sila or yung kabilang partido wala namang trabaho or hindi makita, ano daw yung gagawin. So, we'll break it down and maybe pag in the future, kung gagawa tayo ng, because what these all are agreements o kontrata. Kahit verbal yan, kontrata pa rin yan. Hindi kailangan na nasa in writing yung contract. Although it's very, very helpful to have it in writing. And you will understand why. Kasi pag ganito yung usapan natin, ang parating yung naririnig sa akin, asan yung asan yung ebidensya mo, asan yung pinag-usapan nyo, na ganun nga talaga yung expectation nyo sa isa't isa. Yun nga talaga yung intention nyo na mangyayari sa arrangement na yan. So, anything na, kumbaga, when you enter into a sort of an agreement o kontrata, and you intend to create legal relations, kumbaga sasabihin na talaga ito ay we intend this to have legal capacity na hindi ito gift, hindi ito prank, hindi ito this is not a joke, this is a formal arrangement, a formal contract between two persons that could in effect be a contract. It's obviously helpful na ilagay yung kontrata, no matter how simple it is, na pinahiram mo lang yung kaibigan mo, pinahiram mo yung kumpare mo, and you expect the money to be back by a certain date. At may interest man o wala, you put it there, at anong mangyayari kapag hindi niya nabayaran yon. So, in simplest terms, yan ang umpisa ng contract. Kung tatanungin niyo yung mga abogado kung ano yung common na nangyayari, paano yung contract na yon ay nagiging sitwasyon na hindi unpleasant situation, mostly dahil magkaiba yung expectation ng dalawang tao, or hindi naintindihan ng isang tao yung obligasyon niya, o pilit na kinakalimutan ng isang tao. It's either kinalimutan ng isang tao yung obligasyon, but sometimes also may tinatawag kang breaches of contract dahil hindi na, ay ganun pala, sabi mo pala, akala ko 2022 ko pa babayaran, o 20, sabi ng isa, hindi, sabi mo next year, di ba? Oh, akala ko, hindi mo naman sinabi, hindi mo naman nilagay dun sa kontrata. So, isa din yan dun sa mga situation bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng problema in due course. You started with the best of intention sometimes, na mabuti naman yung intention ng dalawang tao. Akala nung isa, ito yung obligasyon niya, akala ng isa, iba yung obligasyon niya. What normally happens kung may problema is both people would say, ay, ito yung akala kong obligasyon ko. And the other person would say, no, I don't think so. So, that's the reason why it's best to put it in writing. Lalo na kung may mga expectation tayo, lalo na sasabihin, ay, kailangan ko yan, I need it back. May isa tayong kababayan, nagsabi kasi, kailangan niya rin yung pera, kailangan niya for something else, and another person said na, savings ito, or for retirement. So, it's always good. And sometimes hindi naman kailangan ng abogado when we're drafting this contract. At the end of the day, just like anything sa buhay natin, any relationship, any sort of arrangement, mas magiging maayos at klaro kung sa umpisa pa lang alam na ng bawat partido kung ano yung obligasyon nila. And you put certain deadlines there, time, kondisyon, obligasyon. It doesn't have to be sobrang legalistic or sobrang minsan hindi ka, kung Pilipino kayong dalawa, hindi mo kailangan maging English yan. Kaya kung gusto mong ilagay sa Ilonggo, kung gusto mong ilagay sa Ilocano or Bisaya, ilagay mo. As long as maiintindihan ng dalawang tao kung ano talaga yung obligasyon nila pareho at ano yung arrangement na papasukan nila. That's the starting point. So the reason why I keep saying this is marami nagkakaproblema na, ito yung pinag-usapan. And then, when we ask for, kumbaga, nagkaroon na ng iba-ibang anyo yung kontrata kasi, sige, okay lang, sige, installment na lang ulit, sige. Doon sa WhatsApp. So, sometimes hindi kasi, di ba, tinawagan lang, doon kayo nag-agree na, sige, bayaran mo na lang ng monthly. It's always good to have some sort of paper trail para may hindi natin masabi na varying recollection ang dalawang partido, two parties would have a varying recollection of a telephone call. So kahit na okay, nag-umpisa kayo ng alam nyo, and then, okay naman okay lang naman mag-change mag-renegotiate kayo ng terms ng kontrata nyo. Pag sinabi, sige, naintindihan ko mahirap buhay ngayon, gusto mong bayaran na lang ng paunti-unti, gusto mo ng another year. It's always helpful to put that into writing, na ilalagay mo, WhatsApp mo lang siya, hindi mo naman kailangan talaga isulat talaga sa type up percent, WhatsApp mo siya further to our telephone conversation. Napagkasunduan natin na ano na lang to installment payment. So you can see na pag nabasa niya, 2 tick naman yan, diba? May read na nabasa. So that's something na ebidensya na yun na yung obligasyon, yung updated obligation. Always, obviously, kung talagang malaki yung obligasyon, it's always best to have a signature na talagang watertight yung ebidensya mo. But kung hindi talaga, kung spontaneous yung usapan at kaibigan mo naman yan, still, at the very least, mas maayos na may paper trail. Now, yung lahat ng dinadaing ng mga kababayan natin, hindi binayaran yung ganito, hindi binayaran yung, hindi ginawa yung ganito, sabi niya installment pero hindi niya inano. All of that are really, sa legal sense, is what we call breaches of contract. Kasi nga, may isang obligasyon. So we always have to spell it out. If we go to the court, we have to tell the court one by one, step by step. So remember yung story ko. So, pabalik tayo dun sa umpisa. Ito yung kontrata. Ito yung obligasyon ng 2 tao. Ito yung expectations sa kanila. And si paring Juan, hindi niya nagawa yung expectation na yung obligasyon na yun. Bakit ka mo? Kasi lumagpas na yung date na nakalagay doon at hindi niya pa rin nagawa. And that's what we call breach of contract. Now, you can see kapag wala yung paper trail na yun, mahirap or magkakaroon ng may posible na mag-iba-iba yung version ng 2 tao about, kasi ano yung na-breach? Ano muna yung condition, tatanungin ng korte. And then later on, they would say, okay, bakit na-breach? Paano na-breach? If you have the paper trail, madali mong sabihin. Madali mong masa-set out. Kung wala kang paper trail, it's harder. I'm not saying it's impossible, kasi pwede ka naman magbigay ng you can collate evidence from everywhere. You can get other people to say na sinabi nga, kinonfirm nga ni ganito na ganyan yung kontrata o ganyan yung kasunduan nila. But we're here para ma-prevent natin in the future. Kasi hopefully, by having more of this information, mas malalong ma-empower pa yung mga kababayan natin, so that you will be able to either prevent yung miscommunication about obligations, and if ever nga talagang may nag-breach ng contract, madali mo nang balikan on a step-by-step basis yung link na eto yung pinag-usapan, eto yung kondisyon. Quite clear na hindi niya nagawa. So that's what it is. And then, pag andyan na lahat ng ebidensya na yan, mas madali nang gawin yung what we call a letter before claim or a letter before action. Because all of that's gonna be my advice to you kung lalapit kayo sa amin, tatawag kayo sa amin, or mag-email sa amin with a situation na, pinautan ko si ganito, hindi ako binayaran. Ito yung kontrata, ito yung kasunduan, ito yung email, or ito yung WhatsApp, klaro yung obligasyon, hindi niya binayaran, ito yung bank statement na sinend ko yung pera sa banko niya, or ito yung acknowledgement niya. So when we do that, the first thing that we do as lawyers is to send them a letter before action, which pretty much sets out the whole of our case. So yung story sa nangyari sa sitwasyon na to. So you entered into a contract, yung obligasyon nyo, somebody did not perform their obligation. The other party did not perform their obligation. So therefore, they breached the contract. And now you want them to either panagutan kung ano yung obligasyon nila, and if ever may interest calculation, we'll put that there as well, or may damages. So that's pretty much what we would need in a letter before action. Nagagamitin din namin kung hindi ka binayaran, kahit binigyan na namin ng demand letter, that's the same information that we will use if we issue the claim. So when we look back at these issues, mga question about contracts, about debt, it's always good to look at how we can approach contracts better in the future. Kung ano ba yun, kung may halimbawa sabi, uh, kahit ano man yung building contract or whatever, it's the same principle pa rin ang no matter kung gaano ka komplikado yung contract mo or gaano ka simple yung contract mo, it goes back to one very simple principle para maiwasan yung mga dispute or litigation in the future. Both of you would have to be very, very clear kung ano yung obligasyon at expectation sa isa't isa sa isang kontrata. If you're not clear, then it's not a good start. Sometimes we put recitals in there. Recitals is not necessarily condition, but background. So you can put as much as you can, as much information as you can. Be as clear as you can about what you expect of the other person. So kami mga abogado, if we have no matter isang one-page na contract or a 100-page contract, if we are unsure, we ask the other side, what exactly do you mean by this? Kasi minsan, pagkahaba-haba ng English ng English version ng provision ng clause, actually hindi maintindihan ano ba talaga kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari dun sa provision na yan. So it's always good to go back dun sa basic in terms of having any relationship, in order for it to succeed, in order for it to get to the objective, is at least sa una pa lang, alam na natin kung ano yung gusto natin gawin at ano yung ina-expect natin sa isa't isa. Well, that's really it. That's contracts, breaches of contracts, and that claim in a more I would say holistic na, not so technical na discussion. So I hope it's helpful for you when you enter in any contracts, mobile phone man yan or whatever, how big, how small that contract. Please, number one, read it. Number two, if you're unsure, wag po kayong mahiya. Magtanong po kayo. It's a lot better na alam nyo. Kasi pag nagtanong kayo, that becomes a representation dun sa kanila. Pag sinagot nila yon, mapupushin sila mag-explain. Hindi lang sila, ay, sige, gagawin ko sobrang komplikado yung clause para hindi sila magtanong or para vague yung obligasyon. Magtanong kayo, ask. Because lawyers do that. I can't understand what you mean by this one. Please, can you explain? And please, can you give an example of where it would be applicable? So do ask, do understand your contracts, and do understand your obligations.
Okay, so ayan, kailangan attorney, anything, hindi naman in writing, di ba? There has to be a paper trail, sabi mo. Pero yung mga WhatsApp, yung mga messages lang, can that be,
Yeah.
Mare, pautang naman ng 5,000 pounds. Kailangan ko lang yung aking anak na si John mag-enroll sa medical school. So, yun na yun. O sige, Mare, pero
balik mo
lang sa akin ng kailan mo babalik? Ayan.
Exactly.
Siguro mga
Kailan mo
6 months.
babalik?
6 months, ganyan. Yung thread ng message na yun, okay na yun? Evidence na ba yun?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Pag sinabi mo paper trail,
yeah.
not literally paper, kundi basta meron kayong evidence that you could prove, so that when you make your letter of claim or before claim, letter before action, at least meron ka ng ipapakitang proof, no? Kayo ba mga abogado?
Sa example mo na yan, yeah, go on.
Go ahead. Then I was just about to say na yung ba parang pakikita nyo yun ang i-attach nyo, magkakaroon kayo ng screenshot, yun ang parang paper, yun ang evidence or proof na there's an acknowledgement of na may utang, ganun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So sa example mo na yun, how it would appear on a letter before claim is, we can say, dear Mrs. De La Cruz, further to a WhatsApp exchange, you agreed with our client that she will loan you the sum of £5,000 for the purpose of assisting in your son's education or tuition fees. And this is on the basis that you will return the said sum without interest, kasi hindi naman sinabi may interest dyan, eh, without interest within 6 months. And then, therefore, 6 months had passed by, and today our client has yet received the full sum of £5,000. The debt is therefore now clearly overdue for payment. The client requires the full sum of £5,000 to be remitted to her bank account within 7 days of this letter, failing which her client will have no alternative but to commence court proceedings, and we may look at you for her costs. We hope that shall not be necessary, and we can deal with this with minimum legal costs. That's it. That's a letter before action.
Ayun. Letter before action. Okidoki. May pabati lang tayo rito si yung ating dumating na yung si Mr. Duway, dumating na, no? Mr. Duway.
Mr. Edgar. Hi, Edgar.
Ito muna si May Tigbao Vargas, no. We love this lady, no, dahil andyan siya, maski paano she makes it a point to be on the na bumati sa atin, no.
Thank you.
Oo, si May, mabuhay ka, May. Ano nga pala yung place mo nga ulit, May? Parang masarap pumasyal dyan sa area mo, no? Gusto kong pumunta ng nasa Dorset ka ba? Pool o Devon? O, nasa ba Devon? Devon ba? Nasa part ba yan ng Exeter ba? Exeter yata, no? Oo. So, mabuhay kayo dyan, ha? May, ha? Mabuhay. Ngayon, ako'y hopefully, dahil siyempre, pwede na tayo mag-travel, attorney, between Wales and England. Oh, so pwede na.
Correct, yes.
Oo, pwede na parang
Mag-holiday ka na ba, Mr. Laragan?
Hindi pa. Siguro I'll try to go to a holiday. What do you mean holiday? Like abroad o dito lang? Dito puro staycations tayo ngayon, eh. Wala pa, just driving siguro, mga long drives. I've never been to I haven't been to ano pa kanina daw sa Cambridge siguro. Yan isang explore kaya, no? Oo, hindi pa ako napunta.
Right.
Ikaw ba nakapunta ka na?
Nakapunta na po ako. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Maganda po doon.
Really? Kasi I've been to Oxford a million times. Ibig sabihin, napakaraming beses na. Talagang, ang tag dito, siguro more than 20, 30, 40 times na ako nakapunta sa Oxford, no? So, yan, siguro, yun nga, tsaka yung mga, have you tried yung mga butlins, attorney, yung mga ganong areas, yung mga ganong mga, parang mga merong, ano pa kaya dyan, yung mga merong camping sites or, naka-experience ka na ba nun?
I heard of the camping site. Hindi pa din sa butlins, but I've experienced camping. I've experienced wild camping before.
Right, okay.
Wild, like in the middle of nowhere, wild.
Solo ka? May kasama ka?
May kasama po ako. May kasama po ako mga, it was a preservation, a conservation project. So, I used to volunteer a bit before COVID, at least once a year. So, isa din sa mga projects doon was setting stone paths. I forgot kung saan, but sa Lake District po. So, we have to hike 3 hours sa campsite, and walang facilities, walang anything. It was wild camping.
Ilang araw ka ron? Ilang araw kayo ron, attorney?
4 days. 3 or 4 days. 3 to 4 days.
Kaya ako lang tinanong ano pagkain nyo?
We had to proper hike talaga na. Dala naman yung mga delata, mga...
so pagka ganyan mga camping, mga delata talaga. Kasi I haven't really ever experienced camping. May binili akong tent, pero hindi ko pa nagagamit eh. I bought the tent siguro mga 3, 4, 5 years ago. Hindi ko pa nagagamit.
No!
Maski once, so... So I'd like to try that. Let's do it, no? This, ano pangalan to? Oo.
Malamig po sa England. Malamig po kahit summer. It gets really cold.
Really?
So just be mindful of that. Yeah, sa Lake District, because it's a mountain, so I think it got really cold. And then mainit sa umaga, but it's beautiful, absolutely. Kami lang yung tao dun, in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Wow. At ito, bumabati si Edgar. Magandang gabi, Attorney D Ninja. Ano yun? D Ninja? Oo,
Yeah.
legendary Sonny Laragan at sa lahat ng tagapanood. Oy, by the way, alam niyo ba na si Edgar Duway, ano na? Ano na siya ngayon? Cartoonist?
Talaga po?
Oo. Alam niyo kung bakit? Ito,
Patingin po.
ito yung bagong labas na newspaper ng Yes Philippines. Okay.
Yeah.
Dito doon sa mga kukuha ng mga copies niyo. So this week, papuntahan niyo yung favorite niyo mga tindahan. Ito may cartoon na si Edgar Duway. Ayan.
Galing.
Oo. Ang pangalan nito si Rene at si Edna. Oo. Si Rene at si Edna. Oh, yan. So ito maganda to, attorney, pag asa pakita ko sana makita ng mga.
Ang
Ayan.
galing. Nakakatawa.
Ayan.
Well done, Ed. Well done. Ang galing.
Oo,
Buhay
meron
Pinoy.
siyang Buhay Pinoy sa UK. Ayon. Oo. So, yan si Edgar Duway. Meron na siyang column. Anong tag dito? Tas gumawa siya ng
Ay,
ng parang
siya,
travel article si Edgar Duway. Pakita lang natin, no? Ang cover natin dito si Mary Grace Francisco, UK Nurse of the Year 2020.
Wow.
Hollister Limited, no?
Fantastic.
May travel article si Edgar. Saan na ba yung kanyang travel article? May travel article tong ating kaibigan si Edgar Duway. Saan na ba yan? Mahilig siyang... Saan na ba yan? Uy, hindi ko makita.
Mahilig
Anyway,
mag-travel,
basta... mahilig mag-travel tong ating kaibigan si Edgar Duway. Holy Week. Saan na ba yung kanyang article? But anyway, basta andito lang. Abangan ho niyo, kunin lang ho yung latest copy ho ng Yes Philippines.
Well
Anyway, so
done,
Edgar,
Proud of
well
you.
done.
Nakakatuwa. Well done. Ang galing,
With the
ang
help
galing.
of Irene, no? Ayan, yan ang kanyang inspirasyon
Yeah,
kasama niya. Okay. Alright. Uno, medyo mali ang araw mo, Uno, no? Sa tanong mo, Uno Marco, sa Huwebes yan, Okay, so Huwebes ka, manood ka ng Huwebes, no? Thursday. Well, Edgar Duway, sabi niya, si attorney, parang galing sa, teka muna, hindi pwedeng gabihin to si attorney dahil,
Yeah, wala, okay lang po.
si attorney galing ng parlor, ganda ng buhok ko. Buhok, ano yun? Buhok, labing la. Ayan, yes. Okay, tara na sa Snowdonia, sabi ni, Edgar Duway.
Yes, let's go, yes.
Marco Uno, sabi niya, Cornwall, sir, okay, mag-camping, merong facilities. Ayan, oo.
That's good, yeah. May mga facilities. I think it's easier to have
I'd like to do that, no? I'd like to do that for the... I haven't done any camping so far, no? Dito sa atin, sa UK. So I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to do it this time, no? This year. Meron na
Yes.
akong tent. Pero wala pa akong... May sarili ka bang tent, attorney?
Wala, inirob ko lang yung sa kaibigan ko.
Ganun ba?
Wala naman kasi once every 10 years na siguro magka-camping.
Ayun, Well,
so that's right.
So delata lang, attorney, the best na dali niyo sa
Delata.
Mga delata lang, no?
Delata
lang. Ayun, delata lang. Tapos, paano yung cooking niyo? Wala na, basta na yun, delata na. O may panluto ka?
May
okay.
panluto kasi you can have camping stove. May camping stove.
Ayun, oo. I don't know. Kung alam mo, anong delata mo? Sardinas, attorney? Or anong delata mo?
Yeah, may sardinas, what else? Yung mga, ano pa nga ba yun? Sardines is good. Ano mga beans and toast, yung mga pasta na madaling iluluto lang, iinit lang po. Do you remember that? Yung mga dried pasta na may
okay.
ravioli, yung may mga madali. Ano din yun? Couscous is quite good. Madaling gamitin ng
couscous. Okay.
Chorizo, yung mga chorizo na dried. You probably have a lot of that galing sa Spain. Di ba uso yung mga dried meat? Dried meat's very good. Because they keep
okay. All right.
They keep us.
Ganun.
And yeah, ganun. I mean, kung may facilities po kayo, it's easier kasi it's slightly different din sa amin kasi we hike papunta dun sa campsite, so 3 hours.
3 hours going to the campsite, 3 hours yun, attorney? And then babalik ka another 3 hours, so parang 1 day ka nang nag-travel, parang well, not really 1 day kung hindi ka naman babalik agad, pero 3 hours ang
3 days.
isang araw yon. And then 3 days kayo, 3 hours ang biyahe. going to the campsite.
No, 3 hours. No, 3 hours po yung hike by on foot.
Hike on foot going to the campsite.
Going to the campsite. Yeah.
Ayun,
It's about
oh.
sobrang maano lang. So yeah, about 3 hours. It's quite far going on foot galing sa parking.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Ito, kay Olive, okay, sabi niya, paano po, attorney, kung yung umutang sa akin, wala ho kaming, wala kaming kontrata? Verbal lang.
As we've said,
Wala na, wala na.
okay
No?
lang din naman.
Wala
Hindi
na, pwede
naman
rin siya
sa
kanina.
wala na. Okay lang naman. Okay lang naman. I'm just saying na hindi ganun. Magiging he said, she said. So you have to give a very, very good, you have to have a very good memory kung ano yung nangyari. And magsasign ka ng witness statement. And then, ang main evidence mo lang is yung statement mo and yung bibigay mo ng oral evidence. And it's fine. We've succeeded on cases na purely oral evidence lang. In this day and age, it's very hard na wala talagang kahit maliit lang na paper trail. Kasi, syempre, pag ilang libo din yan, siguro pinadala mo yan via bangko, di ba? I mean, that's the normal way these days. Kung cash, fair enough. But the cash would have gone from somewhere. Siguro pinik up mo or you withdrew it from an ATM. Makikita mo nung panahon na to. And mapapakita mo, tinawagan ka by this date. And siguro naman, tinanong mo siya, oy, kuya, asan na ba yung kailan mo babayaran? So, either at some point, hopefully, they would have said, oh yeah, sorry konting pasensya lang ha. So, it would be, in this day and age, it's may mga maliliit talaga na kahit paper trail lang. Wala mang full contract, but there would be some paper trail available. So, that would be a second best evidence as well. So that's fine. It shouldn't stop you from claiming kung talagang verbal lang yung contract mo. What you should do is find as much evidence as you can.
Attorney, may viewer tayo, taga Paris, France, Pinay ito, no? Ilocana daw siya.
Ay,
Ilocana
wow.
daw.
Bonjour.
Pero meron daw Pinoy dito sa London, may utang sa kanya. Pwede kaya niya singilin?
Yes, I think potentially my jurisdiction. I mean, we would ask a few more questions kung saan pinautang or but potentially may jurisdiction tayo. Yeah, potentially. I think I would
Potentially, maski
advise you
taga
to-
France to? Maski taga France to, attorney? Pinay?
We'll ask kung kailan niya pinautang, saan niya pinautang niya ba ng euro. So potentially, there's a lot more questions to the case. Kailangan namin, kung may jurisdiction dito sa UK, kung dito nakatira yung defendant, and I don't know, baka dito niya pinautang nung andito siya, pumunta siya dito. We don't know a lot of information about the case. So, I'm saying, wag siyang, it's not, just because nasa France siya, hindi ibig sabihin na hindi na talaga siya pwede mag-claim. Hindi pa ganun ka-clear yung cross ng mga judgment, but I think it's worth an email us further information about the case, because there may jurisdictional complexity, but don't let it stop you from inquiring or giving your information further.
May ano ba yan?
Tatanong, bakit?
Attorney, meron ba yan, for example, utang na, meron bang prescription yan? Like, for example, let's say, inutangan ka 8 years ago or 10 years ago. Wala na yan, o meron pa rin? Pwede ka pa rin ba maghabol?
6 years ang breach of contract. 6 years. Because that's a breach
6 years.
of
So,
contract.
after 6 years, pag
After
nakapagtago
6 years,
ng
wala
6 years at hindi kayo nakita, hindi mo nakulit ng 6 years, doon ang
6 years
problema.
from correct.
So at least that's a lesson to our kababayan, or at least added information na kung may utang sa inyo, within 6 years, pukpukin nyo ng pukpukin, kulitin nyo ng kulitin.
Okay nyo pupuhin.
Oo, kulitin
Email
nyo ng
nyo,
kulitin.
text nyo.
I-text nyo, kulitin nyo, ganun, no? Pero wag nilang itutulak sa bridge, no? Wag nyo gagawin yan dahil yan ho ay baka bumalik naman sa inyo, no? Kayo naman ang may magkaroon ng problema. Ayan.
Correct.
Alright. Siguro, teka muna, ha? May... Okay.
Sige, kung
Ah,
may question pa ba?
merong teka muna, itong sandali, ano ba 'to? Ito merong dito ano, well si Edgar dito, sabi niya, nangyari sandali attorney, saan na ba 'yan? Um, ilabas lang natin yung tanong ni ano no. Saan na ba 'yan? Okay. Ayan, ang sabi niya, ah, nangyari
Nangyari.
dito, nagpautang, saan na ba 'yan? Okay. Nangyari dito, nagpautang siya ng may interest ng konti pero ayaw na siyang bayaran. Nung hinahabol na niya, through messenger and phone call, ginamit pa laban sa kanya, kinasuhan pa yung nagpautang ng harassment. Kawawa naman yung nagpautang kasi wala din naman siyang talagang pera. Pwede ba, attorney, na ikaw ang balikan at ikaw pa ang parang harassment pa, ganun, lalabas sa'yo?
It's not harassment kung may claim ka, potential claim ka. Yung interest, that's the reason why I say yung expectation nyo, klaruhin nyo from the start. So if you wanna add interest to it,
Mhm.
klaruhin nyo ito yung interest na ano natin ha, na mag-a-apply dito. And if that's the situation, and yun ang napagkasunduan nyo, you have every right to say, ito yung, obviously, there is a professional way. We lawyers, there is a professional way of, you send letter before action, you send, pag bigyan mo ng 7 days, hindi naman yung every minute mo sinesenda ng letter before action, kumbaga pinlad mo na yung email niyo. So there is a way of doing it. And kung hindi ka nire-replyan, what we always say is, okay, it's better to take it to the court rather than mag-inisan kayo sa isa't isa. Because wala namang mapapala kung mag-inisan kayo. You won't have a judgment at the end of it. So, do a letter before claim, chase and chase and chase. And if it's very clear na hindi ka niya anuhin, then place it with the court. That's not harassment. That's you saying this is my legal right further to the contract. Hindi yan harassment.
Maraming friendships, no? Ganyan na nasisira sa ganyan. Pati yung mga love, kunyari, no? Yung dating nagmahalan, inutangan. Pagkatapos nung wala na sila, sinisingil na, nagkakasingilan na, di ba?
And yun talaga, and mas lalo, you know what, Mr. Laragan, in commercial setting, super klaro, kasi commercial setting, business setting, talagang kaklaruhin yung obligasyon. Pag friendships and sort of other relationships, doon talaga yung nagkakahiyaan eh. Nagkakahiyaan, huwag ko na lang tanungin, huwag ko na lang klaruhin kasi nakakahiya naman. No, please, klaruhin nyo. Klaruhin nyo yung expectation nyo sa isa't isa. And because that might save your friendship later on. That might save your relationship later on. Klaruhin nyo po. Hindi po nakakaya. Hindi po ano yun. Smayos po yun. In terms of solving any issues or miscommunication later on, mas maayos na sabi mo, eto ha, kasi lahat naman tayo hardworking dito, lahat naman tayo naghahanap buhay. It's only fine to say, okay, sige, ito yung deadline ha, at ito yung, or kung gusto mo ng interest, or kung walang interest, laruin mo doon. And pag nag-okay siya, hindi okay, hindi alam na yun ang tinanggap niya na kasunduan.
Ayun, mahirap kasi, di ba? Minsan, di ba, pagka may umuutang na friend mo, pwede mo rin sabihin na, sorry ha, pero dahil baka magkaroon tayo ng problema. Pero yung saying na a friend in need is a friend indeed, kunyari may problema ka, di ba, somebody who helps you at your time of need, yun ang friend indeed mo, no? Pero sometimes kasi ang buhay, di ba, sabi mo nga, attorney, sa law, kaya nga, di ba, yung mga, yung dahil hindi sigurado or things go wrong, kaya andyan siyempre merong
uncertain situation.
Oo. Kaya nga kailangan ng lawyers, di ba? May nangyayari.
Contract, talaga. Doon nagkakaanuhan, doon nagkakaproblema. So, klaro niyo po.
So at least ang takeaway nila rito sa ating episode for tonight is make sure may paper trail at klaruhin niyo para hindi kayo nagkakaroon lalo lumala yung inyong yung hidwaan ninyo. And secondly,
correct,
you have within 6 years to
Correct.
to do anything, no? May action. Dahil if it goes beyond 7 years and 10 years pa yan at kung ano pa yan, wala na. Paso na.
Correct.
Oo.
Correct. Paso na.
Paso na.
So,
So,
lagay po
papakarma mo-
natin. Papakarma na.
Makarma, parang ganun. Prayer mo na lang, makarma ka sana. Parang ganun
Mga
lang.
advice corner. Mga advice corner po yung hanapin mo
Oo.
pag gano'n.
Hindi, ganun ba iba? Makarma ka sana. Oo.
Yung po yung susunod sa legal advice corner. Pag hindi nag-work yung legal advice corner, yun na po yung gamitin.
Yung kabilang ano, kung sino man, si Edgar mag-a-advise niya, no? Si Edgar Duay, ayan. Oy, sabi niya, ano daw, mga sardinas, ano ba yung mga pagkain na sinasabi niya? Yung pagka
Magaling
bumabiyahe.
mag-camping si Edgar eh. Yeah, I think
Noodles,
Edgar's very good with that.
yes, sardines, rice, and adobo. And go to
Adobo,
baon
masarap.
ko, binagoongan too. May portable na stove
Masarap.
ako and tent. Ayan, oh. Well, yan ang gusto ko
Sarap
ma-experience, no? Now that I'm nagluluto-luto ako ngayon, ano ba niluto ko ng nakapag-adobo ko, ano pa ba niluto ko?
Wow! Ang
Oo,
galing!
Pero with my professor, yung assistant professor kasama ko pa, no? Hindi pa ako nakakapag-YouTube attorney eh. Doon sa adobo.
Adobo.
Actual yun. Pero it's siguro it's gonna be like but interesting, fun journey, no? Sa cooking journey. Kaya Sonny learns to cook. Ayan ating ano.
Sige.
Okay. Well, attorney, ikaw, hindi ko na kita masyadong patatagalin pa because you have to, siyempre, kailangan mapaaga din ang pagtulog mo because mamaya gigising ka na maaga at sa second day mo ng iyong Ramadan.
Yeah.
Oh, di ba? Kasama ka na
Yes,
sa
that's
Ramadan
right,
ngayon.
yeah.
Ako din.
Kasama ako sa Ramadan nila. Yeah.
But,
Sama ka minsan. Sama po kayo
Oo,
minsan.
pwede, no? Yung a few days tapos ano lang. Basta test lang, no? Ayan, oo.
Yeah.
Yung kaibigan ko si Ali Haj. Si Ali, nagraramadan yan eh. 1 month yata yan, no? For 1 month. It starts with the lunar, may mga lunar pa ako nakikita rito eh.
May ganun din sila, lunar calendar. Yeah, may moon sighting po. Hindi ko rin po masyado maintindihan. Kumukuha lang ako ng schedule sa
You have to
trabaho.
refrain. You have to refrain sa a lot of things pala rito. For example, tobacco. For example, ano pa ba mga ano? Dapat tobacco products. Accordingly, Muslims refrain not only from food and drink, but also in tobacco products, sexual relations, and sinful behavior, devoting themselves instead to ano ba pangalan to, attorney? Instead to salat, prayer and recitation of the Quran. Ayan, hindi ko alam kung mailalabas
Yun yung ano
natin.
nila, the spiritual side.
Ba't pangalan to, attorney?
Yeah.
Instead
spiritual
to,
side.
Ba't may boses tayo rito?
Prayer
Ayan,
and
teka muna.
recitation.
Ayan,
Pick
Quran.
up po kayo.
Oo.
I don't understand what you
Hindi ko
mean by
lalabas
this.
yung
Yun
aking
yung ano
boses
nila,
dyan.
the spiritual. Please, can you give an example?
Ayun, no? Ba't
feedback
lumalabas
po
ang
kayo.
boses ko ron? Lumalabas ang boses ko ron, Hindi dapat. Okay, so ayan, yan ang yung Ramadan. So it's almost a month, 1 month pala yan, no? Nako.
1 month, yeah.
Okay.
We'll join them.
We'll join. Ano
Ayun.
tayo, ano ba tayo? Hindi naman simpatsya, no? Tama ba yan?
May word tayo dyan eh. Nakalimutan ko din sa Pilipino.
Ano ba yun? Hindi naman nakikiramay. O, sabihin na natin nakiki na lang, no? We are also para hindi natin we are kung celebrate. Ano yan?
Para nag-fasting ka rin ata.
Pero oo nga, nakalimutan ko pagka 'di ba wala nang oxygen sa utak mo, biglang nakakalimutan mo na 'di ba? Nahihilo-hilo ka, no? Naku, ikaw lang, attorney, ingat ka, ha? So it's gonna be a long day for you again. And then, wala kang kain. Your kain mo is madaling araw. And then, sabi mo, 16 hours after, no? Saka kakakain.
Yeah.
Oo, binuin mo yun, no? Napakahabang araw. So, okay, attorney, baka may gusto kang mga shoutouts or anything na mensahe sa ating mga kababayan dahil we're gonna be seeing you in a week's time again, no? At hopefully sana malakas-lakas ka pa ng panahon na yun. No? O sige, attorney, baka update mo nga kami. Abangan natin, no? Tingnan natin yung kay attorney, yung mga antag dito, yung kanya mga postings, no? Ikaw ba, attorney, may mga listeners tayo, viewers tayo na nakikipag-friend-friend sa'yo?
na-add ako sa Facebook, nakakatawa nga eh. It's
Okay,
really
okay.
nice. Nakakatawa.
Oo.
Okay lang yun, walang problema yun. And
Sana
that's
lumuwag
really
na.
nice.
Sana lumuwag na.
Sana lumag na,
At lumuwag
magkita-kita na
na,
tayo.
magkita-kita na tayo. At nakakamiss na
Really
rin,
looking
no?
forward to that.
Although
Exactly.
magso-social distancing tayo, pero at least nakikita-kita
Yes.
na po, pwede na. Alright, attorney, o baka may
Right.
mga mensahe, paalam ka na, or mga mensahe or shoutouts, go right ahead please. At baka you'd like to invite them to probably email you or text you or whatever, you know?
Yes.
Ayan, tawagan pala, I should
Yes,
say.
so lahat ng, kababayan natin, if you have any other questions or queries, email lang po kayo d.quinto@tvsolicitors.com. Dun sa nagtanong na taga France, please email further information po sa d.quinto@tvsolicitors.com or call me at 0123-4225-188. Hindi lang Tuesday na masasagot yung mga queries nyo. Just ping us an email. We'll try to help. Sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin from the Muslim community, Ramadan Kareem, sa lahat ng mga Pilipino or non-Filipino, still keep safe. Hindi pa rin tayo completely out of the woods. And we're nearly there. But keep safe and keep strong and just being happy. Choose happiness. Happy Tuesday. Find something positive about anything, about every day. So, Mr. Laragan, I just wish to thank you because about gratitude daw ang month na to. I just want to thank you as well for
Oh, yes.
being my remote support bubble every Tuesday. So thank you so much for having this little community. It's always nice to come home every Tuesday. I just want to say
Well,
thank you for that.
Thank
Maraming
you rin.
salamat.
Thank you rin. Dahil ikaw ay, we love you, no, attorney. Dahil siyempre, maski paano, you've given some our kababayans, itong yung friendship by way of the show, no? And giving them also yung information na kailangan nila. Attorney, teka muna, hindi natin na yung mga YouTube, baka bago ka lang magpaalam, basahin lang natin to, no? Good, sabi ni Juliet Marcelina, sorry ha, hindi ka agad na pumasok to, pasensya na. At si Juliet Marcelino, sabi niya, ayan, ano ba sabi niya? Good evening, Sonny and Attorney Danna. Ayan. Okay.
Thank you, Juliet.
Tapos si Edgardo, itong ating kaibigan. Good PM, Mr. Laragan po. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Attorney Danna, when you completed your simbang gabi, what was your motivation daw? Oh, yeah.
I think I was younger then. I think kasi nakikita mo yung mga friends. So, nakita mo yung mga friends mo, nakita mo yung masaya. Ewan ko, natutuwa ka dun sa simbang gabi nun eh. Kasi lapit Christmas, you can see your friends. Yun yung motivation nun. I think we were a group of friends, group of classmates. I think it must have been last year ko sa high school. So parang, kumbaga last chance to spend that much time with people you grew up with. So that was one thing. And also, syempre, may ano ka din, you try to reflect yung mga ganyang mga okasyon, Christmas. It's, may ano ka, parang may wish ka nun eh, pag nakompleto mo. So, I think yung younger self ko was probably thinking about that. That's what I can remember. Masaya Pasko sa Pilipinas. Masaya po.
Ayan, okay. Joan Seraon, sabi, hello Attorney Danna and Sir Sonny, good evening po, happy Tuesday po, and God bless siguro, no? Sorry po, on duty. Okay lang yun, Joan, kaka-open ko lang po. Ayan, hindi, okay lang, nag-apologize pa siya, no? Okay, eto, bumati si Virginia, no? Happy Tuesday, Attorney Danna and Kuya Sonny, and to all. May tanong siya, no? Ito, siguro, mabilis lang, Attorney, bago ka tayo nagpaalam ka na, no? Yung mga nangungutang po ba, guarantor, yung guarantor po ba, po ba, pwede pang habulin at sila ang magbayad?
Yes. Straightforward, yes. That's right.
Straightforward, yes. Okay, all right. Okidoki.
Straightforward.
Sabi ni Edgar, so okay, no? Po, pwede pala. Okay lang yan, para ka lang nag-intermittent fasting ka lang, sabi ni Edgar.
Correct. Tama, Edgar. Which is
Okay.
very healthy, actually.
May
Thank
Tigbar
you.
Vargas, thank
Thank you,
you. Good night
guys.
and God bless. Okay, well,
God
I
bless.
guess
God bless.
alam niyo si attorney para makapagpahinga na rin at alam niyo na siyempre no, nagraramadan yan. Oo. So
Okay lang. Walang
we,
problema.
yeah, well, we want to thank Bill. At least makapagpahinga na rin si attorney. We want to thank everybody na naka-join in sa atin sa Happy Tuesday natin. Yan, si attorney ho will be with us, siyempre, Ramadan month, no? Pero yan, maski paano, yun nga, because gusto pa rin yan, namimiss tayong lahat, magkakasama-sama pa rin tayo. So, sa ngalan ni attorney Danna, Quinto, no? Ako po si Sonny Laragan nagsasabing thank you very much sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay sa amin dito sa ating Legal Advice Corner. Let's do it again next Tuesday. So till then, good night, God bless, and sleep tight. Bye.
Sleep time. Good night. Bye-bye.